Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin and Cardano. We can take a look at the charts in this video and we can see that overall here on CoinMarketCap, pretty much everything is in the red. There are a few exceptions, but even Chainlink is struggling here with 0.7%. ICP is doing quite well. I did talk about ICP a few days ago, Web3 project, but overall, yeah, it's going down a little bit, following Bitcoin down after the move down that we had yesterday. So we start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, what is it doing? What is it doing? People already got bullish after everything got moved up again. But if we take a look at just from a higher level picture where we actually are in the larger view here, we are in this correction from that started actually early in the year. Oops, I think the fib levels moved slightly. Just them. Okay, so yeah, I think we are still here in this correction that started earlier in the year with the wave 1 here, the top that was made in April. Then we came down impulsively, as you can see here with the wave counts from in wave 1. We did come up in a 3-wave structure, A, B, and C, and then coming down currently impulsively. And there's a more complex wave count here that is telling us where the price could be heading. And overall, I think this is going to play out. This has played out so far, and it is not looking bullish at all. You know, we did cross various support levels that would have allowed us to keep within a bullish scenario. That was all broken. And now that we're getting closer really to that 40.6k support level that we have, I think it's much more likely that we're going to end down here in this 20 to 29k area. Where does this area come from? Where does this area come from? This area comes from my view that this is a wave C correction. The wave C correction will have to end below a wave A. In this wave, or in this target area, you have the 0.618 fib level at around 27k. This is the 0.618 fib level is the most important and the most relevant Fibonacci retracement level. It goes down all the way to 20k, and the reason for that is that in the last bull run, the cycle top was 20k. And so, so far, Bitcoin in a bear market or in any correction did never go below the high of the previous bull market. Technically, based on the Fibonacci levels, we could see here even a price of 11k, you know, but I don't think it's going to go down that way. But then again, it's just an estimation that it's going to stay here in the 20 to 29k area. Yeah, this is all based on the minimum level of that is based on the high of the previous cycle, not on fib levels. If I based it purely on fib levels, I would draw a target area here of probably 27.4k to 11k. But yeah, I don't think it's going to go down that much, especially as it has a much larger market cap than many other altcoins. The altcoins often go down to the 0.887 fib level. This is the 90% altcoin correction. You don't normally have that much of a correction with Bitcoin. Normally the altcoins correct a little bit more. Overall, where are we here? Well, we did break here in the last few days, pretty much as anticipated, below this trend line. This was a descending triangle. That was when we broke out of the range between 52 and 45.5k. Well, I did think it's going to go up first and then down, but this was one of the scenarios in the chart as well. Then we broke down, had a descending trend line here, found clear support here, broke that, retested, had a bit of a triangle in a triangle, and made you aware there would be a move after we break here the apex. That move did go down, showing the weakness of the chart, did go down to the 40.6k area. 40.6, important support, cluster of support here back in September. And if I scroll to the left, you see resistance. This was a point where there was a lot of trading going on, resistance and support at 40.6k. That is also why at 40.6k we found here some support, yeah, and we moved up quite significantly actually in one move here on the 4-hour chart from 40.6k to 42k. This was also when many altcoins moved up again, but overall, if we take a look at where we are here, we did not manage to break out or above this descending trend line, okay? So we are still below this descending trend line, have horizontal support telling us this is a descending triangle. We could, of course, stay within this descending triangle now for a few days. The apex here is probably the 18th of January, yeah. The thing is it going to stay in that for that long? Personally, I don't think so. Normally triangles at the latest would be broken oftentimes at around 2/3 of the triangle, but this is not always the case. Now, if it gets broken, this could move down again, could then push really into the direction of my target area here, sitting between 36 and 38.5k. Let me just adjust it correctly here. And this target area is sitting here as a wave 3, larger wave 3, after which we would then move here up once more into the area of that wave 4. That wave 4 is roughly sitting in the area, and that depends on how far we really come down in that wave 3, but roughly that wave 4 would be sitting here roughly between 45.5 and 48k, yeah. Roughly that wave 4 retracement, and then that would basically be the 0.786 FIB retracement of the wave 3, and then we could move down, final move down into this target area 20 to 29k. Is there a bullish scenario? Yeah, of course, but I'm not really elaborating on it because the chart just shows weakness everywhere. Also the indicators, in the last few videos I described the indicators as well, pointing to the downside, and to be honest, I can't see any bullishness in the charts. There is of course a possibility we could move up from here, make a high low, and then move up from here, but the likelihood is fairly low. And I showed you in the last few videos here, for example, the indicators, the MACD on the weekly, the RSI, there is still so much space to the downside. And on the weekly, we've only recently crossed bearish, and the monthly chart really makes me a bit, it's a bit scary. The monthly MACD is crossing bearish probably in the next few days, and a bearish cross on the monthly. I mean, the last time we had that, I mean, this was only a brief one here. That was early in 2020, and that was probably a special one. But the last time before that, we did have that in June 2018. And from June 2018, it took to January 19 to really start to see some positive development on the price. Okay, and we really only got out of the bearish cross here on the 1st of June 19. So it took a year. Now, I personally don't expect that price drop to take that long. I think because it is it's the last leg of an ABC correction, and the next wave up would be a wave 3. It shouldn't take that long. Okay. All right. That's Bitcoin. Cardano, unfortunately, did not hold the 116 level. Yes, we are above 116, but on the chart you can see it here. We made from that low here, from the 4th of December, a lower low, and it's pointing to the downside. I think that the chart is fighting here for survival above that previous low area, above the 116 area, and to be honest, on this chart here, it actually shows the low 112. It depends on which chart I look at. And sometimes on the daily you have errors in the chart, unfortunately. I don't know why. Here on the 4-hour chart it gives me a 117 level, 116, 117. The low here yesterday was 111 or 112, and I think for Cardano it's also pointing further down. I've get a lot of questions. Can Cardano decouple from Bitcoin? I think it can. It did it before. It did it before, and it's really time actually that Cardano could turn around here. Theoretically, it's done. It's maxed out the FIB levels. It's maxed out the target area within which it should turn around. Seems like I wasn't bearish enough. it is continuing to go down here from here. Apparently, that's how it looks like. It could go down to $1, and from $1 then that's a key decision point. Are we going to stay in this scenario, because it can go down to $1 and still stay in this scenario here where Cardano could recover fairly quickly and then move up in wave 3 all the way up to $4.50, $5, or maybe even higher? Or does it drop? If we lose the dollar level, I would start to clearly think about and prepare for a 65, 68 cent level of Cardano, which then would mean that the correction will take longer and we would have to go to the higher level wave count. Okay, so basically when that wave started, the higher level, not this one here at $1, but we need to find then the lower start, and this could take us down to 60 cents, 65, you know, that sort of range, where then I would expect the turnaround. That's unfortunately what we never know. You know, it's all about probabilities, but we would still then be in a wave 2, but it just would be the higher level wave 2, and it yeah, that's how it is, unfortunately, and it takes then a bit longer to correct. Unfortunately, on the daily here, you know, we did talk before on this about this bullish crossover on the daily MACD. Now we saw that affected the price as well. It did go up all the way to 160 when I showed you that for the first time here. Coming up here, we tracked it, did go up to 160. Now, unfortunately, we've seen a bearish cross a few days ago, and this actually points towards further lower prices for Cardano. And that's pretty much the update for now. Generally, news for Cardano get more bullish now, I think. More and more people get more bullish because people recognize that Cardano has started this correction actually already in September. It started much earlier with a correction compared to other cryptocurrencies, which are a month or even 2 months behind Cardano. The big problem for Cardano is that Bitcoin started the correction earlier and later, and therefore now where Cardano would actually be finished technically with the correction, because of its adherence to Bitcoin and the correlation to Bitcoin, it's just being pulled down as well. The thing is, it could probably decouple itself from Bitcoin, but not in the sense that if Bitcoin does a new low, that Cardano will then go to the moon. I don't think that's going to happen. It can decouple itself from Bitcoin in terms of making outperforming Bitcoin probably in a move up, but it is hard for Cardano to completely decouple itself from Bitcoin. I don't think it will. It would be due here a wave 3 to the upside. You know, maybe we see it and I'd be happy, but I'm not too confident. I think it's going to be pulled down by Bitcoin further, unfortunately. But it will then turn around, you know, and the further it comes down, the more it will go up. That is the spring effect of the FIB levels. All right, so hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.